What's up, Jets fans? Vigo Sports Talk here, host of Vigo Talks Jets videos. In today's video, I'm going to go over the recent news of the Jets trying to acquire a wide receiver 2 to start alongside Garrett Wilson. If you didn't hear it this morning, the Jets have made it clear they're trying to trade for a wide receiver because throughout the offseason, they've been struggling to find a true number two number two option for Garrett Wilson. Because as of right now, the only wide receivers that are basically been killing in training camp is Garrett Wilson, Arian Smith, and I guess you could say also Josh Reynolds. He's had a few plays here and there. Lazard's been hurt. He's currently hurt actually, so he might miss the first few weeks of the season. So we're definitely going to need a wide receiver for Garrett Wilson. And I got 3 players that we could possibly trade for to start alongside Garrett Wilson. These wide receivers, in my opinion, I think they've made a name for themselves. They could be a starting wide receiver in this league. For the first wide receiver that we could possibly trade for, Romeo Doubs from Green Bay. He's been a reliable target for the last 3 years. As of right now, they're actually trying to trade or cut him from the roster because Green Bay has a ton of wide receivers, so they got to get rid of a few people. He's been hurt the last 2 years. Last year he had a few concussions, but he's feeling better now. So I think he'll be a perfect option for the Jets because the last 3 years he's had about 700 yards. He can catch the ball. He's a good route runner. He's a solid number 2 option. In Green Bay, he was always Green Bay's never had a number 1 wide receiver 1 in my opinion, so it's kind of hard to say if he was a wide receiver 1 to 2. But I would say he was like the number 2 option for Green Bay. And when he was starting in the offense, he was doing great. So I think we could possibly get him from Green Bay to the Jets because I don't think we don't give up too much. I think so. I say we give like a 5th round pick because they're really trying to get rid of him because Green Bay drafted 2 wide receivers and they signed a wide receiver, so they gotta get rid of like 2 or 3 people. And I think we could possibly get Romeo Doubs from Green Bay. The second player I'll let the Jets to trade for from the Colts, Alec Pierce. He was almost the number 1 option for the Colts when Richardson was starting. He was throwing deep balls to him almost every play and it worked. He was unbeatable. Man to man, he will burn you. He's really fast. He used to play for Cincinnati with Sauce Gardner, so I think he'll be a perfect option because imagine having Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, and Arian Smith. 3 really fast wide receivers that are unguardable. So that would be a perfect option for us for sure. And I think the Colts are gonna probably trade him because I've seen some tweets saying they might trade him because they want their second year wide receiver Mitchell to get more playing time. Last year he didn't get too much playing time because the depth for other wide receivers there were pretty deep, so it was kind of hard for him to get some playing time. So it'll be a win-win for both teams, in my opinion. We'll probably give up a wide receiver or a draft pick or 2. And something I forgot to mention about the last 2 wide receivers I said, Romeo Doubs and Alec Pierce. They're both going to their final years of their rookie deal. So if they do good for us, if we trade for them, we could possibly sign them to a pretty good contract. Not a huge contract, but we just need a wide receiver to start alongside Garrett Wilson. Because if we want Fields to succeed this year, we had to provide him with as many weapons as possible. And I think Alec Pierce is the best option in my opinion. I haven't said my 3rd option yet, but for my 3rd option, this might be a fan favorite. Jahan Dotson from the Eagles. He used to play for the Commanders. I don't know when he traded him last year. I was surprised because Commanders he was a reliable target for the Commanders, and the Commanders didn't have too many wide receivers. So I don't get why they get rid of him. But even in Philly, he didn't see too much playing time. He was behind A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So it was kind of hard for him to see the field. But I think towards the end of the season, he was starting to get more playing time. I think he's made a name for himself. He could be a number 2 option for sure in this league. He's always been the 3rd option for when he was even in Commanders, he was like the 3rd wide receiver alongside Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel and De'Ami Brown. So it was kind of hard for him to see the field. So it'll be a win-win for both teams. The Eagles just traded for John Mechie from Houston. So I think they're going to possibly trade him or some other wide receiver that they have. So we'll see. I also have three wide receivers we could possibly sign because there's a few free agency that nobody signed yet. I Me personally, the first one I'll say I wouldn't sign him me personally, but Amari Cooper, I feel like I had to say his name because he's like the most popular name right now in free agency for wide receivers. He didn't do too much in he didn't do too much last year. I mean, yeah, in Buffalo, he didn't do too much. So definitely we could get him for a cheap. We could also get OBJ. OBJ, he didn't do too much last year, I mean, but he's a good veteran to have. And Tyler Boyd, I'm surprised we didn't no one signed him yet. He's a really good wide receiver. He was a great wide receiver for the last few years for the Bengals and Titans, so we'll see who we're gonna sign. But in my opinion, the best wide receiver that we could possibly get right now is Alec Pierce or Jahan Dotson because we can get him for pretty cheap in my opinion. So we'll see. I think possibly today or tomorrow we're gonna see who we're gonna sign or we're gonna trade. This is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Jets, and I'll see you next episode. Peace.